Shalom, it's No Limit Eddie, back with another video. I'm gonna ask you guys to leave a like on today's video and to subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers, and I would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel to help me reach that goal. All right. Now, recently I got a comment, and I was gonna just make a video about it because I feel like this comment applies to not just this person, but to a lot of other people. I feel like I've made a video about it. It might be able to reach more people and help more people. So let's go ahead and read the comment and get into the video. All right, this comment is from somebody called Personal44None. Is COVID in Tanzania? My friend over there with not much money, she wants me to move there. She thinks my life will be better. I only have 3 grand. Tell me the truth. Oh, please tell me the truth. All right, so man, I want to say like this. First and foremost, I live by a code, which is like, I can't tell another grown man what to do. So basically everything I say in this video is strictly going to be advice and suggestions. So you can take them or leave them, type of situation. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. So my first piece of advice for you, man, is, this is basically a pretty big decision. And so I think, you shouldn't put your trust in man. In this case scenario, you should put your trust in the Most High, and ask him, more so what you should do or what your next step should be. And you're going to get a better result that way than asking, a man. Because first and foremost, if we just take it even just in a logical standpoint, your YouTube channel name is Personal44None. I don't even know something as simple as your first name or your last name. I don't know your age. I don't know your temperament. I don't know if you go to Tanzania and you experience some of the things that I experienced, how would you react to that? You know what I mean? Or I don't know what your personal ability to suffer is. You know what I mean? Because you're going to have to expect to suffer. You know what I mean? When you're making such a big decision like this, I don't know. Like you may go to TZ and realize that I can't even live without hot water, or I need my hot water instantly, or I don't know. I don't necessarily know enough about you, your personality, your abilities, your skill sets to be able to make such a decision for you, or even to help you make such a decision. There's a lot of variables that come into play when it comes to something as big as this. And so you compare that to the Most High, who is your creator. He'll know a lot more about what step you should make. You know what I mean? And so I think the first step you should do is not seek advice from YouTubers. Definitely not from me, and try to pray about the situation. I think YouTubers are a great resource. They're a great tool. I consider myself to be a tool to my community, because I've done something that not everybody in my community has done. And so you should use me as a tool. But what I mean by that is ask me questions related to specific things that I can tell you about. Oh, what's the best phone service to get out there? Or what is the, do you know anybody who can help me find a place? These are things that I can help you and assist you with. But as far as, something as big and as grand as if you should move there or not, that's something that you gotta pray about. So that's my first piece of advice, is probably to seek guidance from the Most High. My advice number 2 for you is to sit in silence. Now, throughout your whole comment, you never really gave me a reason of why you wanted to personally go to Tanzania, or why you personally think it would be a good choice for you to go, or what's pulling you there. The only thing I have to go off of based off of this comment is you have a friend over there and she thinks your life would be better. So based off of that, man, it doesn't seem like you actually want to go to Tanzania. It's more so that somebody is wanting you to go to Tanzania. And so with that, man, my advice is to sit in silence. It's twofold. But the first reason is, it seems like this is my assumption. You're a male, you're female, your friend over in Tanzania is a female. You're physically attracted to that female that's over in Tanzania. She's saying that, you should come over here. You really don't even care about Tanzania, but you care about, being with that friend of yours that's over there. And so with that being said, I advise you to sit in silence. Solomon, basically one of the wisest men ever lived, in all of his wisdom and all of his knowledge, he still met his demise at the hand of his wives. So if he couldn't, kind of turn his brain on in order to kind of circumvent certain situations, then who are you and I, right? So I suggest you sit in silence, maybe just not answer her message for a second, turn down social media, and kind of sit and assess of what exactly are you going to Tanzania for, or why is it that you're looking to go to Tanzania. Um, and at the same time, it's twofold, like I said. So that's the first thing, is sit in silence so you can turn this brain back on. But the second reason I say you should sit in silence is if you prayed, you know what I mean, to the Most High, you take my advice in step number one, and you sincerely believe He's going to respond to you, sometimes you got to be in silence. Contrary to popular belief, you know, He doesn't always speak in thunderous or earth-shaking tones. And you can look at when He spoke to Elijah in a mountain, it was a whisper, it was a small voice. That spoke to him, and He doesn't really like to play second fiddle. So if you are constantly distracted, constantly not attentively listening or looking out for that response, then you might miss it. You know what I mean? You might not hear it. And so yeah, that's what I suggest. So that sitting in silence is important. And so while you're sitting in silence, I want you to think about, like, okay, let's say my theory is correct about why you want to go over there. If you take your money, let's say if you quit your job, if you sell your belongings, your possessions in the States, all right, and you then go over to Tanzania, and you don't get what you desired from this relationship, whatever it is, a friendship, relationship, whatever it is, you don't get what you desire, right? How would you feel about your decision? You know, I think that's a pretty big question to ask yourself. How would you feel about this decision? And I think you're only going to get that answer from sitting in silence. You know what I mean? And kind of really turning this brain back on, your logical brain back on, and say, is this something that I should be doing or not? What is my true reason for going out to Tanzania? That way you can set clear expectations, and that way you can judge if you'll be able to achieve what you want to achieve over there or not. Right? So sit in silence is my second piece of advice. Now, third piece of advice, man, pretty simple as well. You know, and that last piece of advice, man, is to focus on your mindset. Focus on your mindset, regardless if you decide to go to Tanzania or not. Your comment, just in my personal opinion, right? I'm just giving advice. It seems that you're coming from a position of scarcity and fear. You know what I mean? And regardless of what you do in life, if you move in a position of scarcity and fear, it's always going to result in your downfall. So I would just say try to focus more on a abundance mindset if that's something that you know about. That fear and that scarcity is something that was beat inside of us, you know, through slavery, but something that we got to kind of overcome now as we begin to break out of the chains and break out of the curses. You got to learn how to move and operate in a abundance mindset. Even me, I still struggle with this to this day. And I've manifested a lot of things, but I still sometimes struggle with the fear and the scarcity mindset. And so I recommend probably reading some books. Think and Grow Rich is one of my favorite ones. I love that book. How to Win Friends and Influence People is another great book. But just start reading books on the mindset and understanding the power of the subconscious mind, and you'll begin to not live in a place of scarcity, not live in a place of fear, and that could probably help you make decisions faster and more smooth because you have confidence in yourself and you believe that this world is abundant. But yeah, man, that's kind of my advice to you. Now check this out, man. Like I said, I could be 100% wrong about my assumptions or my assessment, and that's the crazy part about it is I could tell you, yeah, you should go to Tanzania, and Tanzania be the 100% wrong choice for you. Or I can tell you, no, you should not go to Tanzania, and Tanzania is 100% the best thing you could ever do for yourself, right? And that's why I said, like, that's not a decision that should be in my hands. Now, at the same time, you ask, is COVID in Tanzania? I mean, come on, man. I don't understand how I could answer that question, to be quite honest with you, because it really depends on what you believe. You know, I live in a world where I create my reality. So if something is there that I don't want to be there, it's not there. If something is there that I want to be there, it's there. So it depends on if it depends on the mindset that you can come into TZ with, if it's there, or if it's not there. You say you're going there with $3,000 on top of that. Again, you gotta see if that's something you'll be able to manage, and are you going to be able to kind of bring it back, or how do you say it? If you're going to be able to kind of continue to get income while you're there, that's another big question you got to ask yourself. But man, I hope that you take this advice, and kind of implement it. simultaneously, man, it's just a part of a bigger scheme of things of some people kind of just going and doing things based off of the advice of man and not trusting in a higher or more what do you call it, a more supreme power than just a human being. So um, when it comes to me in particular, man, I'm always going to default to the Most High, right? That's what I know how to do. So for everybody who's thinking about moving to Africa and who comes in my comments and kind of um, has a similar comment about like should I move to Africa type of situation, I can't tell you to do that. I can't tell you what to do or what not to do. I just I think this video and the advice I gave in this video is very much um, what I would advise anybody to do if I'm being honest with myself and with them. I don't ever want to be telling somebody to do something and not knowing the full details of the situation. And so I think this right here will give you a good assessment if you should move to Africa or if you should not move to Africa. Um, and so yeah, man, I want to continue to do a series like this. So if you guys have comments and you want my advice on certain things, drop them into the comment section below, and we can keep this as a rolling series. You know what I mean? So drop some problem maybe you're having or something you want me to give you advice on, and then let's see if we can rock out with it. Simultaneously to that, I want you guys to leave a like on today's video, subscribe to today's video, and then share today's video out. Share it on your Facebook, share it on your Twitter, email it to someone, text message it to someone. Just share this video out. That's what I ask you guys to do if you really enjoy my videos and you want to see the channel continue to grow. All right? See you guys. Oh, and we also got merch. NoLimitEddie.com. You can feel free to pick up some merch, man. We got some t-shirts and some crew necks, different things like that. The link to my merch site is in the description of today's video. We also now have Patreon. If you like this style of video, you want to see more videos from me, you want to see them earlier, subscribe to my Patreon. That is linked in the description of today's video as well. Or you can just go to patreon.com/NoLimitEddie. Man, you know we out here in Egypt right now, so you got motorcycles driving by, if that's what you guys hear in the mic. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. See you guys in the next one, y'all willing. Peace.